The real reason for Justin Fields' struggles passing the football have been revealed, and it is something that could have been easily avoided in the offseason leading up to this season, but we got to break this all down. What's up, guys? I'm Matt Long. Welcome to Jets Digest. Let's hop right into the topic for today, talking about the struggles of Justin Fields recently coming from the Jet press. One thing that is abundantly clear is the fact that 2025 could be a year of turmoil and change as the Jets try to beef up the quality of this roster. The wide receiver room is quickly becoming an area of much concern, while starting quarterback Justin Fields and the passing game as a whole struggled against the Giants. This game illustrated just how far behind the rest of the league that the Jets are when it comes to perimeter talent. No matter how many improvements Fields makes, it will be tough to put together an elite passing offense with this wide receiver room. The Jet press also said, while it's impossible to remake this offense in one offseason, Mougey does need to take the brunt of the blame for his team's performance here. Now, this performance that we're talking about is, of course, Justin Fields 1 for 5 for only 4 yards against the New York Giants, a game that I'm sure everyone was super disappointed to see because usually, everyone likes to talk trash to the crosstown rival, so we do want to go out and win that game if we are able to. Obviously, everyone knows it doesn't matter in 2 weeks, but for a couple days, and this is one of those couple days, it does matter. We want to talk trash to the Giants fans. We want, it does seem like we got the Giants up in arms a little bit. We got Abdul Carter pissed off at us, even though he is going to be a beast, so he doesn't have to be pissed. But obviously, the New York Jets, when it comes to the wide receiver room, did not do enough to address it when it comes to the offseason. If we take a look at what we're doing depth chart-wise, behind Garrett Wilson, the superstar of the group, Josh Reynolds is our number 2. Solid pickup, but I would prefer him. Honestly, I know we're not Super Bowl contenders, but if we were, Josh Reynolds I would expect to be a 3 or 4. He's definitely not even close to anything resembling a wide receiver 2 on what would be a successful team. Allen Lazard is a guy who is currently our wide receiver 3 according to ESPN, but every single game and every single season we want this dude cut. Like the whole offseason, it's only rumors about him not making the team. Watching him play, he's a holding penalty waiting to happen and had a ton of drops and just was absolutely terrible last season. I don't care what the stats said. If you look at his stats over the first couple games and think he was playing well just because he got some passing yards, that doesn't matter. Like, watch the games. Anyone watching the games knows that Allen Lazard is not playing well for our team. Tyler Johnson, depth piece pickup, 4th wide receiver on the team. Nothing wrong with that. Absolutely fine with that. Aaron Smith, very niche role on this offense. He's going to be, right now, he's only going to be purely a field stretcher, bomb catcher. We're going to see if he's able to develop into something more than that. Coming out of Georgia, the problem was his hands, which showed up in the last game. A ton of drops against the New York Giants, which is not what anyone wants to see when it comes to this roster. He really has a long way to go, but Aaron Glenn clearly sees something in him, which is why he pounded the table to make sure that Aaron Smith was drafted as early as he was. I'm going to keep bringing it up. According to Pro Football Focus, the biggest reach in the entire draft was Aaron Smith. Right now, I will admit, I see what they're trying to do with Aaron Smith, but I personally don't see the vision in the 4th round with that pick. Would have much preferred a 7th round pick. Just go get a track guy who's big and he can maybe do the same thing that Aaron Smith can do. Malachi Corley as the next guy. Malachi Corley, if you paid attention to our last preseason game, he is not making it in until the 4th quarter. He's playing with guys that are not going to make the team. Malachi Corley is unfortunately not working out at all. I'm sure that's not breaking news to anyone watching this video, but Malachi Corley also is not going to be good enough. And just rattling off more names like Xavier Gibson, absolute roster bubble guy, Brandon Smith, who knows if he's going to make it, Pokey Wilson, Quentin Skinner, these guys are just not the answer when it comes to building around a strong wide receiver room. I'd say I love what they're doing with the tight end room. Mason Taylor, a good tight end, arguably the 2nd best tight end in a very strong tight end draft. Jeremy Ruckert, we're going to see what he does. Connection with Justin Fields, good idea to hang on to him. Stone Smart, I heard he was just a pass-catching tight end, which is probably why Abdul Carter wasn't looking at him, but strong enough to flatten Abdul Carter. Zach Kuhn's always fun to bring in super athletic, really tall guys. The problem is this offense is featuring Justin Fields, a quarterback that has struggled every step of his career, when you're bringing in a quarterback like that, you have to make it a point to make it as easy as possible for him. And wide receiver 2, being Josh Reynolds, is not even close to accomplishing that. Justin Fields needs help around him. There is not a better option than Justin Fields. The Jets don't, Tyrod Taylor maybe Tyrod Taylor could play better than him, but if you play Tyrod Taylor, you don't accomplish anything. The point of the season is obviously figure out once and for all, can Justin Fields do it? But looking at exactly who the pass catchers are, I feel like we can take a look into the not so distant future. And if Justin Fields does struggle, people are going to look back and say, well, he didn't have enough pass catchers. But the point of this year was make sure you knew for a fact, can he make it or can he not? We don't want another Sam Darnold situation where we let a quarterback go because we determine that he can't play and then he goes somewhere else and he can play. That can't keep happening. So this is one of the reasons why me and Chris think that the Jets are trying to keep it really low key, but the signings they are making don't scream, we think we're going to win a ton of games this season, because there's no one else in the league other than the Kansas City Chiefs a couple of years ago when Patrick Mahomes was, just signed the big deal and they were a little bit strapped for cash. There's no one who is seriously winning a lot of football games or rolling out a roster like this or a skill position group like this. Like, we have to do better. Darren Mougey really should have gotten more guys in the offseason. I know they're expensive, but this isn't good enough to confirm whether Justin Fields can play or not. I understand you can bring in prime Calvin Johnson, and when Justin Fields throws it at your feet and late, like he did with Garrett Wilson, and like he did on that little flick screen to the left of the line on like his second throw, I understand no one can catch those passes. He has to do better, but I mean, he's going to be able to make those throws. I can make that throw. Justin Fields can make that throw. He's going to make it next time. He missed it that time. Right now, I'm worried. I know a lot of Jets fans are worried. Someone who's not worried is our head coach, Aaron Glenn, who really doesn't seem to worry about anything, and that's a great calming presence to have. According to ESPN, on Tuesday, Glenn sounded both amused and annoyed by the reactions to Justin Fields' 2 preseason performances. He said, you have so many people who want to talk about a small amount of plays these guys get to go out there and play. And then everything is falling down because we throw 6 passes. Now, ESPN corrected them, said they only threw 5 passes, which is of course correct. But the point is, Aaron Glenn is not worried about Justin Fields' struggles. And he's absolutely right. If it's only 5 or 6 passes, then you shouldn't have to worry about his struggles. The problem is we're hearing reports that he's struggling at camp too, which is, that's more than just 5 or 6 reps. When you're struggling at a lot of practices, that's more reps that you're struggling. Really the big point that needs to be made is you have to find out for sure whether he can play or not. And this is not going to do it. You have to remove all doubt. Absolutely. I don't know. I don't know if you have to go out and trade for Terry McLaurin. That seems like a way too many assets being put to solve this problem, but it really is the number one problem and the number one thing that the Jets number one thing is, fix the culture. Aaron Glenn's going to do that, no doubt. Number 2, you got to figure out whether Justin Fields can play or not. The first game against the Packers too, I just got to say it here because I didn't say it on a video. He definitely got overhyped because all it was high-low reads. It was zone reads. The linebackers for the Packers were dropping about 7 yards back from the line of scrimmage, and they had to either drop back to cover a deeper crossing route, or they had to step up and take the running back checkdowns. And Justin Fields just has to look at those and go, which ones did they cover? I'll throw it to the other guy. So the Andrew Beck checkdowns, I can't really give Justin Fields credit for that. So I'm not super swayed by the Garrett Wilson or the first Packers game. That doesn't make me feel like he's doing really, really well. And the Giants game alone doesn't make me think he's doing really, really poorly. But the Giants game plus what we're hearing from New York Jets SNY's insider Connor Hughes about what is happening at practice, that combined with the Giants game, that's what scares me about Justin Fields when it comes to, is he going to be the future of the New York Jets or not? Because me and Chris have said it. We both don't think he's going to be the future, but we would obviously love it if he was. I'm sick of not having a quarterback for my favorite football team. I want to see him work out because Aaron Glenn wants to have a dual threat quarterback, and I would rather, Justin Fields work out than get ourselves stuck in another Anthony Richardson situation, or just go to the top of the draft and reach on a quarterback just because they can run I mean, we got to get this thing figured out. I hope it's not too late to pick up another wide receiver, or not even, doesn't have to be a wide receiver, any sort of pass catching option for Justin Fields, but we're going to see what happens. Hopefully we are able to solve this, and hopefully Justin Fields can get this thing turned around. One more preseason game still upcoming, then it's on to the Steelers. One last thing that has to be said, the Jets offense has not showed us anything super special. Maybe they're hanging on to stuff, but that seems like just kind of a shot in the dark, because the throws that were missed need to be made. Hopefully Justin Fields makes them in the future. That's enough about that. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you're new, and go Jets.